Hey everybody, I'm Dom Ramirez, and we are Beta Cannon, a digital product strategy company. Today we're presenting Crew Notes, a system to bring job site communication into the 21st century. In this competition, industry leaders challenged us to solve some big problems in construction. So we reached out to over 100 people in 20 different ways to ask about these problems. And we discovered that an underlying problem affects everything. Job site communication is stuck in the past. Everyone is aware of this problem, and large builders are using software to help. But here's a key failing of all construction software. Workers in the field are focused on physical spaces, not complicated project management apps. So we asked ourselves this question: can we create a physical artifact to connect workers to a digital world? And then we created Crew Notes. Crew Notes are adhesive notes, weatherproof stickers, stake flags, and cable ties, each with a unique QR code. Stick a Crew Note anywhere on a job site, scan the note to add a quick voice note, video, or literally any other project details, and anyone can scan that note to see those details and add updates. Because Crew Notes can be added to anything, you can add specifics about tearouts, back-ordered materials, change orders, and touch-ups to the physical place where they're the most relevant. Because Crew Notes are connected to a digital world, builders, general contractors, superintendents, and anyone having their home remodeled can give and receive location-specific information without having to be physically on site. And because you don't need a password, a special app, or a monthly payment to scan and comment on Crew Notes, it's easier than ever to keep everyone in the loop. To validate this concept, we focused on 3 questions. Will construction workers scan Crew Notes? Will use cases be obvious? And does anyone want to buy it? And to realistically answer these questions, we developed a prototype web app, and we made some Crew Notes ourselves using supplies from Office Max. And then we gave Crew Notes to subcontractors who use Crew Notes to communicate supply shortages on a job site. And we showed our solution to general contractors who told us they would use Crew Notes to save time in custom projects. And we talked to people who recently remodeled their homes, and they told us that they wish they had this product months ago. And then we set up displays at multiple stores and learned about which customers most wanted to buy Crew Notes. And we talked to companies that made wood products who told us that they could use Crew Notes for better accountability with installers and to reduce their warranty claims. But every time we talked to a small general contractor, we received the most raving reviews. Multiple contractors said they would buy the product and use it to solve tangible problems. And in fact, one of them even asked to invest in the company. Because this group was the most excited, we think our best go-to-market strategy starts with independent general contractors who do custom projects. But we also saw interest from wood product companies who want to improve their connection with installers and homeowners who want to be specific about their needs. Crew Notes have 2 obvious revenue channels. Our next steps are to manufacture starter packs and sell them directly to general contractors, while simultaneously developing our prototype into a market-ready MVP with video support, automatic English and Spanish translation, job site geofencing, privacy settings, and multi-organization user management. We feel this concept is too good to pass up, so we're going to invest in it. And if anybody else wants to join us, find me on LinkedIn and let's talk. We took on this challenge with just 4 of our 12 employees at Beta Cannon. 3/4 of us have actually worked in the construction industry in the past. And in fact, we built 2 specialized apps for this industry in the last year. The last 2 weeks have been unexpectedly challenging, awe-inspiring, and incredibly rewarding. And I could not be prouder to work with these pros.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick Stapello. This is my business partner, Patrick Churchman, and our company is Flashpoint Building Systems. Our product ensures consistent plan interpretation among contractors, thereby reducing costs due to mistakes. We accomplish this by laser engraving your floor plans directly onto the subfloor sheathing. Let's get started. The cards are clearly stacked against the construction industry, as labor shortages and the rise in construction costs are well known. But the real elephant in the room is the value of rework on a typical project, weighing in at approximately 9% of the total project cost. That amounts to almost $19 billion annually in the US market alone. Together, we have a combined 20 years of experience in the construction industry. We dealt with these problems firsthand. That's why we decided to start Flashpoint Building Systems in 2018.
This is the current industry model, and it only exaggerates this problem by adding levels of management that separate the original designer from the laborers who construct the building. And the knowledge gap between these individuals is growing wider. Today's designers use some of the world's most sophisticated softwares, while contractors are still using basic hand tools for layout. Although both sides can agree on reducing cost, designers tend to emphasize the quality of a project, while contractors value the project delivery speed.
Priorities of contractors and designers are misaligned. which means that schedule and quality are constantly being fought over. Tradesmen do not have tools or the time to perform quality layout using the detailed plan sets provided to them by the design team. Thus, mistakes are made.
Every wood frame project begins the same. A foundation is placed, then 4 joists are hung, and sub-floor comprised of 4x8 sheets of plywood are installed. Each trade, starting with the framer, then begins the layout process. They locate and interpret plans and then mark that information on the subfloor via hand tools. Mistakes in this process are inevitable. To put it into perspective, could you recreate this complex floor plan with these basic hand tools and limited time? Our solution, we laser engrave the floor plans right onto the subfloor. We call this the integrated layout system, or ILS for short. We start by overlapping architectural, structural, and MEP plans to create one combined plan. Then we superimpose a 4x8 grid representing the subfloor sheathing and assign each sheet a unique identifier, A1, B1, etc. Utilizing CNC and laser technology, we then mark each sheet with the corresponding information and precisely cut it to size. The contractor receives a palletized kit with a simple installation guide and assembles it like a puzzle.
By simplifying the traditional process, contractors are better able to see the bigger picture of the design intent, and that inherently prompts proactive intertrade coordination. Our system allows contractors to start vertical construction earlier by installing directly on top of the subfloor markings provided, thus eliminating the need for manual layout. The ILS bridges the gap between the quality layout the designer expects and the time constraint the contractor has for install. Benefits include a myriad of cost and time savings, but also a higher quality installation by the contractors is achieved, all because the job was done right the first time. These benefits amount to approximate cost savings to the contractor equal to 3% of the project value.
In 2020, after a year of prototyping using Sharpies and an overhead projector, we acquired funds from a small group of investors, patented our idea, and purchased our startup equipment. We completed our first project using the ILS system this spring and currently have 25,000 square feet of multifamily and residential projects under contract.
Our target customer is the general contractor specializing in wood construction, of which there are 660,000 in the U.S. market alone. The need's apparent when considering the $19 billion worth of rework. With your support, we plan to develop a software solution to better fit our needs and continue our R&D efforts as we actively scale the solution for our target market. Thank you, and we open up for the questions.
Jesse, do you see all this wood?
Yeah, look at all those tiles too. Must be expensive to get all that stuff since wood prices are up 186%.
You know what's crazy? Contractors all over Treasure Valley, like Adam from Eaglewood Homes, are paying to toss materials like this on a regular basis. They pay up to $150,000 in disposal costs each year.
What? Are you serious? That's insane. That stuff is perfectly good and it's just ending up in the trash. My mother-in-law loves woodworking, but material costs are too high right now to finish the project she's working on.
Yeah, man, contractors don't have time to deliver these materials or to sell them to other people. They're just throwing away money. That's why we decided to create Neighborwood.
Landon and I teamed up with Abby, an app developer, to develop an app where contractors could snap a picture of the materials, schedule a convenient pickup date, share their location by dropping a pin, and save on disposal costs.
Once we get notified that the contractor has uploaded a job site for pickup, we'll come by and load up Jesse's truck with materials. But don't worry, we know what is and is not returnable, so we won't take anything that is valuable to you. Also, we are currently in the process of renewing our OSHA certification, so it will be safe on your job sites.
But why would they go through the effort of uploading their scraps onto the app?
Well, contractors like Eaglewood Homes and Blues Builders say the average disposal cost for a project can be up to $1,500 just for garbage. We can lower disposal costs by 10 to 20% for each project, which would be well over $30,000 for a contractor that has 100 plus projects by just carrying away their scraps. Also, we can offer these materials at a deep discount to not-for-profits like local high school wood shops and Operation Tiny Home, which is a local group that makes tiny homes for homeless veterans. This will result in a tax write-off that will lead to additional savings for contractors and increased community support for those in need.
Landon and I are both accountants, so let's jump into the numbers. Assuming that we have 5 customers that we visit once a week, we will have monthly expenses of $225 for gas, $75 to insure the pickup, and $50 for general liability insurance, just in case there are incidents on the job.
So in order to break even, we need to have $400 in revenue, which comes out to $20 in sales for each load we pick up. We estimate making $145 a load, which means we should easily be able to surpass break even and be profitable within the first month. We anticipate having a monthly profit of $2,500 by the end of the quarter.
We teamed up with the owner of Aspire Roofings in Nampa to use their vacant land at no cost. We will store the materials there in a portable warehouse to sell to the community at a deep discount, so people like my mother-in-law can afford their projects.
So we decided to see if our assumptions were correct. We contacted various contractors in the Boise area as well as Moscow. We picked up our first load on Tuesday. Jesse's wife was using the truck, so we improvised and we picked up the lumber in my car. We uploaded it to Facebook Market, and we already have a handful of people coming by this weekend to pick up some wood.
We heard back from 5 contractors and 4 have expressed interest. They are excited about reducing their impact on the environment, giving back to their community, and saving costs on projects. We also expect to hear back from another contractor later this week. We set a goal to have 5 contractors by the end of October and another 10 by the end of the next quarter. We also plan to develop the app more once we gain traction. Ultimately, we plan to use the money to buy the portable warehouse.
Jesse is currently in the process of becoming a CPA and has experience at a Big 4 accounting firm. I have been interested in side hustles my entire life, from door-to-door sales to selling online. One man scraps
Is another man's shed.
Join us in saving contractors and customers money through your neighborhood surplus store.
Hi, I'm Gabe, co-founder and CTO at Revenate. When someone's about to purchase a new construction home or get a major remodel done, that person is often directed to a design center by their builder to select their aesthetic finishes. Like, think floor coverings, tile, backsplashes, countertops, doors, windows, cabinets. Customers consult with a professional designer who brainstorms with and presents them with options and material swatches. The problem is that homeowners leave the showroom without committing to the selected materials, even though they could be ready to buy right then. The designer still has a long workflow of over 7 different steps, assembling the selections manually, putting together cost sheets, working with operations and procurement to ensure material availability. In fact, it takes an average of 2 to 4 weeks to turn around a series of selections and finalize pricing and put it in front of the customer for approval. Over 20%, 1 in 5 of those homeowner customers are lost after they walk out of the design center. Online marketplaces for this are increasingly competitive and aggressive. The average installed order for these aesthetic finishes per new build is $25,000. So for local and regional supply companies, losing that customer when they walk out of the showroom without signing represents between $250K and $1.25 million in lost revenue per year per design center. Revenate is building real-time selections visualization technology for these design showrooms. Combined with an intelligent pricing system that respects the unique relationship between each stakeholder, the homeowner, contractor, builder, and the material supply company, showrooms can have homeowner clients sign off on a whole order right in the showroom. Leveling the playing field with the 3 to 5 massive national distributors and material suppliers is so important for local and regional suppliers, so they can maintain and build valuable relationships with key builders. But also because these major industry players who've been already invested into custom building similar visualization technology have seen an increase in average order size for these installed hard finishes and cabinets by up to 30%. That's over $7,000 on the average homeowner customer. And that $7K is where a lot of the margin in this whole business is too. We spoke with Jordan, the sales manager at Design Innovations, the showroom at Franklin Building Supply. She said this, that having a tool like this would be a game changer, increasing customer satisfaction, significantly reduce man hours. So she said this was not only exciting, but necessary. Over the past 2 weeks, Revenate has developed and tested an MVP offering with Jordan. Given 2D floor plans from the builders, we manually and painstakingly created 3D models. Decreasing the cost of doing this conversion is going to be part of Revenate's differentiated technology. We'll leverage computer vision, machine learning, and predictive model generation. And in the case of a remodel, we'll pull a 3D model from an existing home using LiDAR-enabled smartphones and 3D scanning. With selections from the design center for the homeowner, this week, Revenate turned around photorealistic renderings of those selected materials right in the home that they're about to purchase, along with a beautiful and organized output of selected materials. In the back end, we track dimensions, SKUs, availability, and pricing for every selection we touch. Now, our team can build this. I studied engineering at MIT, then worked at the first company to bring 3D modeling into the cloud before we sold the startup for $100 million. I then founded, raised capital for, and exited another tech company. My partner, Paul, has deep experience in enterprise sales across several startups. We started Revenate just a few months ago to help homeowners and contractors scope and visualize their home construction projects. While our initial focus has been the remodel industry, Hacking for Home Building has introduced us to this technology to deploy our visualization flows and tech into design showrooms as we continue building on our vision for a modern home visualization and scoping platform. Thanks.
Hello, we are Vandalize. We're a team of graduate students out of the University of Idaho, and we have set out to reduce trailer theft on construction sites. In order to understand the local effects of trailer theft, we've reached out to 9 diverse stakeholders, including residential contractors, subcontractors, the Boise Police Department, insurance agents, and even the head of the Building Contractors Association of Southwestern Idaho. They told us that theft is rampant and the losses are significant. Imagine losing the vast majority of your business assets overnight. For contractors, these assets consist of power tools, generators, other specialty equipment, their livelihoods, all of which is typically stored in a trailer. Nearly 90% of job site equipment theft is carried out by stealing the trailer itself, as it's a convenient package in order to transport their haul. These trailers contain up to $30,000 in equipment. The cost of replacement alone is debilitating. And this happens in our region at least once a month. Of course, none of this would be an issue if traditional security methods worked. Even robust security systems, those that answer the 3 Ds of security to deter, detect, and delay a theft, fail to adequately reduce trailer theft. Contractors still wake up in the morning and their trailer is gone. This is because these systems are missing a vital component, and that is the ability to respond. If you do not have an effective response to theft, you do not have an effective security system. By connecting existing systems to a cellular data-enabled controller, we can send information to our live monitoring application that we call Vandalize, where contractors can receive alerts, status reports, and location data, but most importantly, they have the ability to respond immediately. You know when it happens, you know where it is, and with built-in notification of law enforcement, you have backup already on the way. And this is also a wonderful opportunity for us to introduce a crowdsource element by incorporating a social media platform for contractors to collaborate in. And that is our target market, contractors and specifically smaller contractors that have not experienced trailer theft yet. It's low on their priority list because, of course, it'll never happen to them. To overcome this initial hesitancy, we like to work with insurance companies to offer monthly discounts and reduced deductibles on business trailer insurance and incentivize these contractors to install this system. The unfortunate contractors we spoke with that have already had their trailer stolen are already in line. The Vandalize MVP is based around a central controller with a paired mobile app. This brain is going to be a low profile, easily hidden device about the size of your phone that can be installed in trailers while they're on site and people are working in them. And this controller will be capable of sending motion alerts, live video, and GPS to the contractor's phone as it happens. We believe this excellent solution that leverages existing technologies to their best effect. Our team is uniquely positioned to develop this technology. For example, Teus has experience programming and working with microcontrollers. Valerie has experience with corporate benefits, and Joseph is responsible for a beautiful slide deck, and Andrew has worked directly with contractors. We have the background, but we need your help. With the prize money from this competition, we plan to purchase equipment, start developing our core software, and we've already had 2 contractors offer to lend us their trailers so that we can install the device and do testing, eventually get to a job site. With that, I'd like to thank our problem stakeholders and the sponsors of this competition.
Great. Hi, my name is Isaiah Grover. I'm the founder and CEO of Sightseer. Here at Sightseer, we value keeping watch over the site that matters to you. Essentially, we created Sightseer to address construction trailer theft. Essentially, over the past decade, especially over this specific year, we've seen a 46% increase in trailer theft on construction sites. This is immense, as over the past couple of years, contractors have only been able to use outdated security measures that are easy to break through with little effort. In addition, any new materials that have been introduced into the potential market have been too complex and have no practicality for the fast-paced construction workforce. This issue has caused devastating effects among contractors and employees alike. As we can see, so the trailer system actually, each loss computes about $20,000 to $30,000 per loss. And typically this either puts the contractors out of business or out of the job. So what we developed to combat this is the OWL. So we produce the OWL. Simply, it's simple trailer theft protection. We designed this modular all-in-one security system. To break it down, we have 6 key features: motion sensors, camera recorders, alarms, auto dials, GPS tracking systems, and simple app interfaces. Specifically, we'd like to highlight 3 of these. The modular security system detects movements while sending live feeds via app to us, as well as the user of the app. It automatically contacts police when any of the boundaries are broken and auto dials with a silent alarm. Lastly, it has a 24/7 GPS tracking system that allows you to see the location and movement of your trailer at all times. What we did to bring this to real life for our MVP is we had to focus on 1 key aspect. So out of the 6, we felt that motion detection was going to be the basis for this product. So we developed a capable housing that would be able to be put on any type of trailer system inside, mounted on the wall, or simply sitting on a table. So what we did is we developed this and actually were able to use it in our customer research. So as far as feedback goes, we reached out to one single company called Boise Building Company. And so essentially we initially went them for product research as well as market research, and we came out with so much more. When we first pitched the idea to the owner, Jarrett Earl, this was his first reaction. This is the solution that I've been looking for. Essentially, he gave us such positive feedback that he recommended us to 6 other contractors in the areas who all gave us the same exact answer, where this was meeting all of their needs in a simple format that they were missing from your regular old lock. So essentially what we did is, as far as our flow goes, we started with 3D CAD model of this, and then we brought it to a real life, one-dimensional MVP that we were able to utilize in real application statuses for Boise Building Company. And they loved it so much, they have already lined up, as well as the 6 other contractors, to be our first buyers when the product finally goes through prototyping as well as manufacturing and comes to market. So our revenue model is really simple. There's a $250 price of the machine, and then we'll have a $20 monthly service for the 24/7 protection it provides. Our next steps with available funding, we plan to first focus on product prototyping, where we're able to engage all 6 features adequately. Secondly, we want to do real scenario testing with real break-in scenarios, including all 6 features. Hopefully then, we'll be able to develop an easy app interface that'll be easy to users, as well as simple and non-complicated to get notifications of security compromises at all times. Thank you, guys.